Let me ask you something. Have you ever said, I just need more self-control right before giving in to a bad habit again? Well, in Chapter 7 of Atomic Habits, James Clear reveals something powerful. The secret to self-control isn't more willpower, it's less temptation. If you've been trying to force your way through bad habits with motivation and discipline, this chapter will change your approach forever. Let's get into it. James starts Chapter 7 with a fascinating insight. Most people think the way to change bad habits is to just resist them harder. But science and real life shows that it doesn't work for long. In fact, the people who seem to have great self-control aren't fighting harder than you are. They're simply avoiding temptation altogether. James highlights a study that followed people trying to resist unhealthy urges. The ones who were most successful. They weren't constantly flexing discipline, they were simply exposed to fewer triggers. Here's the key quote from James. Disciplined people structure their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower. Think about that. It's not that they're stronger. It's that they're strategic. They remove the need to decide at all. For example, want to stop snacking late at night? Don't buy the snacks. Want to scroll less on your phone? Log out of the apps or delete them. Want to avoid shopping online? Unsubscribe from those marketing emails. The fewer temptations you are exposed to, the less self-control you need. This is what James calls invisible self-control. It's not about resisting temptation in the moment, it's about removing the cue before the craving even starts. He even compares self-control to a muscle. It gets tired the more you use it. That's why making 50 good decisions in a row feels impossible. But if you make one strategic decision to remove a trigger, you save yourself from dozens of battles later. Here's another example. Let's say every time you sit on the couch, you instinctively turn on Netflix. If you want to cut back, don't just try harder, move the remote, unplug the TV, or set up a different sitting area for reading. The goal? Make bad habits invisible. Don't rely on willpower. Rely on smart design. One more nugget James drops. If you can't avoid the cue entirely, like if it's part of your job or daily environment, then create friction. Add steps. Make the habit harder to access. For example, put your phone in another room when working. Use website blockers during work hours. Store unhealthy food in hard-to-reach places. Over time, these small barriers can disrupt automatic behaviors and buy you the time you need to make better choices. So, the big truth from Chapter 7 is this. Self-control is less about pushing through and more about stepping around. Change your environment, reduce exposure to triggers, and you'll feel more disciplined without actually needing to be. Here's your challenge. Drop a comment and tell me, what's one temptation you are going to remove this week? Whether it's deleting an app, clearing your desk, or hiding the snacks, I'd love to hear it. And if this chapter gave you that aha moment, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you don't miss Chapter 8 and the rest of this Atomic Habits series. Until next time, set yourself up for success, stay intentional, and remember, you don't need more willpower. You need fewer temptations.